Hello, 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 hello. What's up, NGB, the gang, NGB Business News? You already know what's going on. It's the greatest business commentary news channel on YouTube. And today we just going to be chilling. We just going to be having a good time. We got a lot of good topics in here today. But you already know what I really want to talk about. The main event for tonight is obviously going to be Donald Trump and him basically coming out and saying that he's going to be arrested on Tuesday. Will this happen? I'm not sure. We're going to get into the details. As you guys know, I kind of like to look into the details with you guys, so I don't really take too much of a look at this until, I start the stream with you guys and everything like that, so we can kind of walk through it together, really see what's going on and everything like that. But it's going to be real interesting if Mr. Orange ends up, behind that jail cell. And I'm sure you guys already know it's gonna be a nice jail cell. It might as well be like a lower middle class apartment. You know what I'm saying? He probably not gonna be eating noodles. He probably gonna be eating shrimp Alfredo pasta should he go to jail. But we gonna look into these details and everything like that. Now I can see right here we have Amazon's which Twitch. Amazon owns Twitch. Their CEO stepped down last week, so we're gonna touch on that a little bit. We're going to touch on a little bit about what's going on with this whole TikTok ban. It's getting more and more serious. At first, when I heard about it, a year ago, I thought it was kind of a joke, maybe something that might not happen, but it seems like it might actually be coming to fruition, especially with, US and China tensions getting worse and worse as they are. And, TikTok is a Chinese company that has no regulations. So basically, we can't regulate it at all. They have an unfiltered version of TikTok that is available for the US and our children, but they have a filtered version for their children, and I feel like that should say a lot. Now, also, we kind of want to talk about this whole, as you guys know, a lot of banks have been going down lately. They've been under a lot of pressure, but we want to see, okay, well, if the rich elite aren't putting their money in these Silicon Valley, these crypto, these, more private type of banks, then where are they putting their money? And there's an article on that. So I think that should be really interesting, so we can kind of know what's going on and everything. But hey, guys, I'm not going to hold you up. So let's go ahead and get into the first article talking about Amazon Twitch's CEO stepping down. Okay, so here we are. It says Amazon's Twitch CEO steps down after nearly 10 years after the acquisition, after, Amazon acquired Twitch. If you guys don't know Twitch, as you can see, here's Twitch right here. I'm sure you guys know what Twitch is, but for my guys that don't, it's basically people have the option to. At first, it was strictly pretty much video games. You could go and you could watch your favorite streamers play their games. It was a good way for a lot of people who are, I guess you would say, a more normal or a more casual gamer to see really how, real professional and people who are really good at gaming, to see them play and interact with, their favorite Fortnite players, League of Legends streamers, everything like that. I'm on Twitch all the time. I was actually on Twitch today. I'm on Twitch almost every day. But, their person stepped down, so we kind of want to see, why did he step down? Was there a reason for this, and everything like that? We like to look into the details over here. Is this possibly more of a political move, or was it actually just him stepping down? He figured now is his time. Maybe he wanted to move on into other ventures. So, let's see what it says. Now it says Emmett Shear, the CEO of Amazon's live streaming service Twitch, is stepping down from his role effective immediately, the company announced on Thursday. We with the Miller Lights today. Probably going to be on the Miller Lights this week. It's that kind of week, guys. Now, it says Amazon announced Thursday, stepping down from his role immediately, which kind of seems weird, when you use the whole immediately thing. Kind of makes it seem like it wasn't his decision, but let's see. Now it says Amazon acquired Twitch for almost $1 billion in 2014. The site is most known as a popular live streaming platform for video gamers. After buying Twitch, Amazon was largely hands-off with the business, though it has offered Prime subscribers perks on the live streaming platform, such as free games and in-game loot. And if you guys don't know, Twitch is pretty much the biggest live streaming company that's out right now, with second being probably like YouTube live streaming and everything like that. If you're a gamer, Twitch is definitely where you want like to be. There's a lot of lifestyle stuff. We all know on Twitch, there's all types of, girls doing what would you call it? Bikini streams and hot tub streams and things like that. It's a very controversial platform, but a lot of people have made a lot of money on it, and a lot of people really enjoy watching Twitch. But I would say that's pretty much what Twitch is. It's gaming, and it's pretty much girls in bikinis and all that kind of stuff. Now it says Shear will be replaced by Twitch president Dan Clancy, who has been a close partner to Shear. He wrote in a blog post. Shear says he's stepping away to spend more time with his newborn son. Okay, so he has a new son. That makes sense. Working at Twitch has got to be pretty extensive. I'm sure he's made millions of dollars, in this job. He's probably said, hey, like, I got a son. I done made the bag. He's probably working, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours a day. And, he's probably just like, hey, I want to, have a family role, a more of a family role. And now it says he will continue to work there in a more advisory role, kind of, taking a step back, which can be a really good thing. I think it can be a really good thing. Now, with the arrival of my son, the time has come for me to focus my energies on building that tiny little startup family. I'm ready to dedicate my energies there. Twitch will always remain a part of my extended family, a community where I grew in so many ways alongside Twitch itself. Okay. Now, it says his resignation adds to a recent exodus. If you guys know, exodus is pretty much like a mass of people leaving, of leadership under CEO Andy Jassy. Earlier this month, Ring CEO Jamie Siminoff announced he was stepping down from his role at home security subsidiary. Last year, executives overseeing Amazon's Alexa and hardware research and development group, known as Lab 126, exited the company. Last July, public policy Jay Carney announced that he was leaving to join Airbnb, and the 23-year Amazon veteran Dave Clark resigned as retail, the same month. And that's really all they have on this topic. But I think the interesting here is not necessarily that he is leaving Twitch, but that all these other people are leaving. Don't you guys think that's something that we should kind of look into? We were really taking a look into Google and YouTube, and kind of, like, you guys know, I like to say pretty much with a company, if you're looking, to buy into a company, especially as an investor, if you see one bad news, it's like, okay, companies deal with bad news. You take note of it. You see two bad news, you're like, all right, maybe something's going on with this company. When you see three bad news, then it's kind of like, all right, maybe I should think about, possibly trying to buy this at a lower price. Should I maybe sell off my stock price? Or, is there possibly something going on in the background that we don't know about, that a lot of leadership knows about? Because, if a company is successful, they're on the path to success. Obviously, traditionally, their leaders are not going to be very adept to just leaving the company. I mean, think about yourself. If you're working a great job and, and everything like that, and you don't really see many better options than what is the great option that you have, you're not likely to leave. But if you start, hearing little things in the company, you're hearing little gossip, you're not really liking the way that things are going, then you'd be adept to leave. And with Amazon having so many leaders leaving, that's something that we're obviously going to have to look into. But, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that, help the channel grow. I appreciate that. And I think this is really interesting. So I want to hear what you guys think about Amazon's Twitch, CEO stepping down. Does this have to do with possibly, the way the platform is going to be moving into the future? They're making a lot of changes. Aiden Ross left and went over to a new platform. Who knows? Will other streamers do that? I don't think a lot of streamers will probably be going over, to YouTube and other things like that, just because Twitch is so profitable for them. And these other, there really isn't an established streaming platform that really can compete. I know a lot of people are going over to Rumble because it's less censored, which Twitch, Twitch is kind of censored, especially if you're black, by the way. And shout out to Kai Cenat. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's really a competitor that's big enough. You could go on there, and even if you are a big name, you may have half the subscribers simply because they're going to be on Twitch. And they see you pop up on Twitch, and then they go and watch you. Whereas if you're on a whole nother platform, they're just not accustomed to it, so they're just not going to go and visit it. You know, I may like Kai Cenat, and I may like Kai Cenat and watch him on Twitch, but if he goes over to Rumble, you know, I don't be on Rumble. I don't go on there. And it really takes a specific type of influencer, a powerful influencer, to actually get somebody to jump an entire platform. So let me know what you guys think about that and everything. And you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get into this next topic here. Now, the next topic here is about to be about TikTok and US threatening to ban Chinese parent ByteDance if it doesn't sell its stake of TikTok. So lots of attacks are going on by the US to TikTok, which makes a lot of sense. China has been embarrassing us lately with the balloon. That was very embarrassing. Pretty much let the entire country know that they're hiding things from us. You know, we always assume that the US government is hiding things from us, but this was evident as there was a balloon that we didn't know about. It was our first time seeing it because a person randomly saw it and took a picture of it, and that's the only reason any of us knew about it. Then we found out that there were 4 or 5 balloons. There were balloons even during Trump's presidency. And did our nation say anything to us about this? Absolutely not. So that was very embarrassing. There was the possible technological attack on Taiwan that occurred, you know, and everything like that. And basically they basically got hit with an EMP. And for my guys that don't play Call of Duty, an EMP is basically where your internet or your technology just goes out and it can't be used, which obviously would be great for war. It destroys communication and things like that. And it's rumored that China pretty much, I guess you could say, EMP Taiwan being a partner with the US. We actually owe them a lot of guns that they have paid for. A lot of, I don't think I can say that word, or I shouldn't say that word on YouTube, but a lot of weaponry we owe them and everything like that. So we work well with Taiwan, and we work well with a lot of those Southeast Pacific islands in trade and everything like that. But as we know, that is China's land. That is, you know, the offshores of China. So that's really their land. They don't like that we're cutting them off from trade. This is the third thing. Taiwan, you know, Taiwan first, the balloon second. They don't like that we're cutting them off from trade from other nations to the east and also these South Pacific nations. They hate that. Their foreign minister came out and he pretty much said if the U.S. stays on this, there will be conflict. He said he wants all the smoke, you know what I'm saying? Take a drink to that, so hopefully it doesn't happen. Because we do not have the artillery to handle China in Taiwan or within their type of climate. We do not have those type of weapons. I think a general in the US pretty much said, as far as our long range weapons are concerned, we would only be able to actually, which I thought we were a lot stronger, to be honest. We would only be able to last with long range weapons for about a week. They have more ships than us. They have more planes than us. It's just not a good situation. And we really don't want to, you know, we don't want to kick the giant a little bit too much, you know, which is weird because, you know, Americans, we kind of assume we hold China to, I feel like a lot of Americans like me had this whole sentiment where we're like, yeah, China is a large power, you know, if not the first, the second largest trading power in the world. But you know, we still have that feeling where it's like, well, you know, we're the US. We can probably handle any nation were anything to actually go down. But I'm learning that that's not necessarily the case, especially, excuse me, I spit, especially with China. And, you know, there's the whole Russia thing. So there's a lot of tension right now. But let's get back to it. This whole TikTok thing, you know, we chilling over here. You know, we chilling, guys. We relaxing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We relaxing. Just checking my texts real quick and everything like that. And let's see what's going on. Now, let's see what's going on. Now it says here, Washington asked TikTok's Chinese parent company ByteDance to divest its stake in the short video app or face a possible ban in the US, CNBC has confirmed. So they're coming for basically the people that pay TikTok's bills. the company that their parent company, is ByteDance, and ByteDance, I'm not sure if they created TikTok, but they clearly have some form of ownership in TikTok. So you don't go for TikTok themselves, you go for ByteDance, attack them, and then if they see that the repercussions are large enough, then they may, not invest. Now, with them being a Chinese company and everything like that, I expect there to be a lot of backlash in that, and I don't necessarily think they would have a lot of reason to not invest into TikTok anymore because the US said so. The only thing that really pushes people is money. We all know this. The only thing that really pushes people is money. And if they are investing in TikTok to make money and the US brings TikTok a lot of money, if the US bans TikTok, they won't make money anyway. So there's really no incentive to ban it if, you know what I'm saying? In that, maybe the US would say, okay, maybe do this and this, listen to regulate it in a way that we would like, and then you can still invest in it, and something like that. Maybe that would make more sense because the US is pouring a lot of money into TikTok. But I don't really see how that would be an incentive for this Chinese company to, stop investing into TikTok. That doesn't really make much sense from a business standpoint. But let's see, maybe there's something I'm not seeing here and everything like that. Sit up a little bit. Now it says TikTok spokesperson Brooke Obelwetter told Reuters that the company had recently heard from the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States. The committee told ByteDance to sell its shares in TikTok or the app could face a U.S. ban. Obelwetter, or the U.S. Treasury Department, was not immediately available for comment when contacted by CNBC. They never are. They're literally never available for comment because normally they're not ready. They're not ready. When they want to talk about it, they're going to put out a statement. Like I said, and if you guys watch this channel all the time, you guys know that that's one of my pet peeves that CNBC feels the need to throw that in. But hey, it is what it is, and they're going to be doing it 10 years from now. So it's not really much to complain about, I guess. Now, it says a person familiar with the matter who requested anonymity due to the sensitivity of the situation told CNBC that TikTok had been contacted, but the firm was seeking further clarity from Washington. The Wall Street Journal first reported the U.S. move. Interesting. The U.S. is really trying to get rid of TikTok. But the thing is not the smarter higher ups of the U.S. knows that TikTok should not be here. But, it's more of one of those things where they know that socially the people in the United States love TikTok. TikTok makes a lot of people a lot of money. So they know there's going to be a ton of pushback. And I think that's the only reason that TikTok is still around. As you guys know, tons of businesses have banned it because China is essentially spying on us through TikTok, if you guys didn't know. Now, the U.S. has a number of concerns about TikTok and has maintained the app presents a national security risk. Washington is concerned that American user data on TikTok could fall into hands of the Chinese government due to a law in China that compels firms to hand over information to Beijing if they are requested to do so. So think about that. It's not even like it could at that point. Everything that has been on TikTok is basically there for the Chinese government to look into. I'm not sure how deep that goes. I'm not sure if that's the media that's on TikTok itself, as in the videos, or if that could be even possibly user information, you creating a TikTok account, you messaging people through TikTok and everything like that. I don't think, TikTok I think does have private messages and things like that, but you know what I'm saying? It's just not a good look. And you could see with the hostility that there is between the U.S. and China, if you're basically having a very hostile environment with another country, you probably wouldn't want that country's app to be one of your largest apps, that type of thing. Now, TikTok has repeatedly stated that U.S. user data is not stored in China where there's laws apply. Sounds good. That sounds good. But then again, what type of checks and balances does the U.S. have on this Chinese company? None. They could say whatever they want to. The Chinese government could literally say, hey, just tell the U.S. is nothing. Just tell the U.S. is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, Washington is also concerned that TikTok could be used for to influence operations by China. Now, a TikTok spokesperson said divesting the business would not resolve the US's concerns. If protecting national security is the objective, divestment doesn't solve the problem. A change in ownership would not impose any new restrictions on data flows or access, which is true. If TikTok is still able to, be a company without this funding or receive funding somewhere else, I assume, yeah, they would continue operating just as they, have been before. The best way to address concerns about national security is with the transparent, U.S.-based protection of U.S. user data and systems with robust third-party monitoring, vetting, and verification, which we are already implementing. Okay, so you know what I'm saying? Pretty much they're watching it. It's like the TikTok police. They're the TikTok police, but let's be real here. They're not doing that. There's all types of nonsense on TikTok. TikTok is pretty ugly. When TikTok first came out, I saw a bunch of elementary school girls dancing on TikTok, and I think that just killed it for me. I think ever since then, I've never really been able to get on the whole TikTok train. I think I saw one video and I was like, this is haram. And I couldn't do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it anymore. And in NGB business news, we used to make a lot of TikToks on here. We don't make as many TikToks and stuff anymore. And we need to get back on TikTok. We're going to be back on TikTok soon. But you know what I'm saying? And everything outside of that, I really don't touch the app like that. But you don't even have to be on TikTok to feel TikTok's influence. You're going to see TikToks on YouTube and through YouTube Shorts. You're going to see them on Instagram. You're going to see them on Snapchat. Even if you're not on TikTok, you're seeing TikToks probably every day, Now it says it's not the first time TikTok has faced an outright ban in the US. Former President Donald Trump in 2020 tried to ban the short video app and then pushed to get it spun off from ByteDance. The US courts ended up blocking Trump's attempts. I gotta say, shout out to Trump. Not really shout out to Trump, but shout out to Trump because I think this was a dub. I think this was a president looking at this saying this doesn't make sense. It actually doesn't. It's a Chinese company that very much can be spying on our youth. It's a very bad influence on our youth. And even though I am for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, there's got to be some type of line that's drawn here. And from what I go and I see on TikTok, I don't think that line's been driven at all. Now it says TikTok has sought to assure U.S. lawmakers that the American user data is safe. In June last year, it moved all of its user traffic to Oracle's cloud. They reported in December. Oh, excuse me. Y'all feel that? Y'all like that? Wait, hold on. Yeah. Now, they claimed in December that TikTok is giving Oracle the ability to inspect some of the app's code, which is really good. But notice they said some of the app's code. They can't access all of the app's code. I guess I can understand, I work in IT. I can understand you don't want to do that because then somebody can literally just replicate the app extremely easy, change a few colors around, and next thing you know, there's a new TikTok. Just like that. Next thing you know, there's a new TikTok. But we need a new TikTok. We need a slightly regulated TikTok. I'm not trying to see, what is it, like the Netflix movie Cuties? I'm not trying to see that on TikTok, bro. I'm not trying to see it on TikTok. And I guarantee you the Chinese form of TikTok does not have that kind of stuff on it. It does not have that same type of trash on it. But I do like the recipes. The recipes can definitely stay. Keep the recipes. Now it says Oracle has also been tasked with ensuring TikTok's technology infrastructure is separate from ByteDance. So far, it appears the moves have done little to calm the U.S.'s fears. In February, the White House gave government agencies 30 days to ensure TikTok was not installed on official devices. And let's be real here, TikTok being on U.S. government official devices would be terrible. Like I said, it's a Chinese company. We're not in control of anything the Chinese government does. Honestly, we should be a little bit scared of them. They've been kind of they've been kind of trashing on us the past few months, and there really hasn't been much that we can do about it. You know what I'm saying? With the balloons was disrespectful. The Taiwan stuff was disrespectful. The foreign minister came out and said, "Hey, if the U.S. doesn't make changes, there will be conflict." That's got to be some type of form of disrespect. And what do we do about it? choir, I can't hear you. We did nothing about it. Why? Because they are a large enough power to where we kind of like, maybe we should sit back on our hands and not deal with that. But hey guys, let me know what you guys think about the whole TikTok thing in the comments. I want to know, like, are you guys for TikTok being banned? Do you think it should be banned? Do you guys think it should be, allowed to be free and do its own thing and continue the way it's doing? Or are you kind of in the middle and you're like, all right, maybe it should be regulated or something like that, because like I said, it is a Chinese company. This is not an American company or one of our allies company. It's almost like, having an app of our main enemy's app is on probably like what 60, I don't know how many, I'm just ballparking, you know what I'm saying, at least like 30 or 40% of all Americans' phone, you know what I'm saying. It's the biggest app, that's out there and everything right now. So let me know what you guys think about that. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to help the channel grow. You already know. Now we're going to start getting into this next topic here in a little bit. I'm about to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Get me a little water, get a little sip of water. And then let's get into the next topic, my guys. I'll be right back. All right, so with this big bank stuff that's been going on and everything like that, you already know SVB Bank pretty much collapsed and everything like that. We're really all kind of wondering, where are these people moving their money? A lot of people are concerned. A lot of banks are falling. And if you feel like you can't take your money out of your bank, you're not likely to put your money into a bank because you don't feel your money is safe. And if you're rich and you have millions of dollars, you need somewhere safe to put your money. So this next article that we're going to go into is pretty much about to be about where wealthy investors are actually putting their money after this, SVB collapse and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what's going on with that. Now it says, of course, where wealthy investors are putting their cash after the SVB collapse. Now, it says wealthy investors and family offices are moving more of their money out of bank cash balances and into treasuries, money markets and other short-term instruments, according to wealth advisors. High net worth investors typically keep millions of dollars or even tens of millions in their bank accounts to cover bills and unexpected expenses. Makes a lot of sense. You want to keep your money safe, throw it in a bank, everything like that. Their balances are often way above the 250,000 FDC insured limit. If you guys don't know, normally the FDC insures about 250K worth of your money when you put it into a bank. Now, to the average person, that means literally nothing because they're not going to have $250,000 in their bank account. But let's say you got $3, $4, $5 million, then that can start becoming a real concern, because it's like, okay, only 250K is insured. What if something happens to the bank? What if the bank collapses? What am I going to do? How is my family going to eat? How am I going to pay for these mansions? And these trips to Dubai. How am I going to pay for these trips to Dubai if I can't get access to my money because the bank has been trading it on the stock market and lost all of it, through the crash, and everything like that. So this is a big concern for rich people, and for people who are not rich, yeah, probably, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't care too much because you wouldn't have your money in a bank like SVB in the first place. Now it says following the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and potential cracks in the network of regional banks, wealth advisors say many clients are now asking fundamental questions about how and where to keep their cash. Makes sense. I'd be doing the same thing if I had $250,000. Now it says, over last weekend, there was a lot of worry, said Michael Zerner, managing partner at WE Family Offices, which advises wealthy investors and family offices. The questions that I was getting directly on Saturday and Sunday from clients was, how is my cash deployed? Is it actually on the balance sheet of the banks? That's the thing. That's the thing. And we learned a lot about this through Sam Bankman-Fried. What banks are supposed to do is you put $1 in, they're supposed to match your dollar. So if you put $1 in, there's supposed to be $2 in the bank so they can do whatever they want with their dollar. And if you need to pull your dollar back out, you can pull your dollar back out. And then, they're allowed to grow their wealth through, the matched money that they have. But what a lot of banks are doing, and that what they don't really tell you, is that they're trading your money. They're literally trading your money on the stock market. They're investing your money in all types of businesses and things like that, because they assume that you're not going to pull out your money. But what happens is when things collapse in the way that they did, people end up going, oh shoot, like maybe I should pull out my money. All these other people tried to pull their money out of this bank and they couldn't even get to their money. And people get real mad when they don't have access to their money. So, you know what I'm saying? And everything like that. So it says all of these are very sophisticated, very successful investors and families who just never thought about that question before. If you always assume that a bank is a place that is going to, hold your money under the mattress, like putting your money in a mattress, then you're going to be very surprised when you see other people or possibly even your friends come to you and be like, bro, you wouldn't believe what happened, man. I tried to take my money out of Bank of America and they told me they didn't have my money. Bruh, the last thing you need to do to if you want to make a rich person mad, tell them that they can't access their accounts. That is the fastest way, I assume, to make a rich person mad. You feel me? Now, let's see. They said it was a wake-up call. It was a large wake-up call that we all should have kind of learned from that whole crypto disaster. Now, adds Patrick Dreyer, managing director at New Edge Wealth. This was a real wake-up call to the high net worth individuals who have cash around. The SVB crisis has only accelerated a broader push by wealthy investors over the past year to move cash out of bank balances and into treasuries and money markets. With a rapid Federal Reserve hikes, treasury and money markets can now offer a 4% or a 5% risk-free return, often double the yield on a savings or checking account. As a result, wealthy investors and family offices have been moving all but a small portion of their cash balances into higher yielding cash-like investments, which are typically not on the balance sheet of banks. At the same time, many big investors begin to pull money out of stocks and other investments due to concerns over rising rates and a potential recession. I'm telling you all the time, you might as well just consider this a recession. We're in a recession, people. Just think about it like that. We're in a recession, people. Normally, it's the recession happens, and then 6 months later, people are like, oh my God, it's a recession. No, the recessions happen. Save your money now and everything like that. So when that happens, you're like, okay, I've been saving money. You feel me? I don't know why I did that. Now, it says for so many years, cash was just not an interesting investment. It was paying zero, so people weren't really paying attention to cash. Over the last year, as interest rates came up and the fear of a recession kicked in, a lot of families started to take some of that risk off the table, and it went into cash. And so cash from an investment perspective has all of a sudden become a much more important part of the portfolio. really, they should be investing in something like gold or something that, some type of staple that, will kind of hold value. Invest in toilet paper. Toilet paper will always be around. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't care how broke you go, yeah, or how broke you get. You're still gonna need toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we should just start hoarding toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? We start filling up our treasuries with, instead of gold, we start filling it up with toilet paper, hand sanitizer, you know what I'm saying? Soap, things like that. Rice, beans. Not a bad idea though, honestly. Now, it says Zuner advises investors concerned about their cash deposits to ask their banks two basic questions. How is my cash being deployed? And is it on the balance sheet? If the cash is invested in treasuries and other financial instruments, it is likely not on the bank balance sheet and therefore not at risk in the event of a bank run. So he says, what you want to know is, to the extent is that if something happened to the bank, do I have access to my funds? I mean, let's be real here. That is the question everyone is asking. If the bank is to go down, if the bank is to go under, y'all still got my money though, right? Like, if y'all dealing with lawsuits, all of this, y'all still have, a basically like a storage unit filled with my money and everyone else's money. Now it says some big investors have been moving away from banks entirely, shifting their cash to custodial accounts at brokerage firms and firms like Fidelity and Perishing. So basically taking their money completely out of banks and putting it into things like hedge funds, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, things like that, where they do definitely trade your money and everything like that. But, they haven't been dealing with these type of collapses. And if everyone gets scared of these banks and they go to their banks, they won't be thinking about, places like Fidelity and TD Ameritrade and, these other firms, firms like that. By and large, our clients were holding their assets at Fidelity, which is not a bank, so it was very comforting to them, he said. Now, as far as loans and mortgages, it says wealthy investors and family offices will continue to rely on banks for loans and mortgages, but the strategy of banks requiring wealthy clients to give them deposits or primary banking relationships exchanged for loans may be ending. So at this point, it's like, hey, the banks may have the normies, you, me, and everything like that. We'll still be feeding money into the banks. But if too many rich people are leaving these banks, which are really their bread and butter, you know what I'm saying? One wealthy client having $5 million is think about it, is pretty much how many people that, may have 5, 10, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in their bank account. That person with $5 million is essentially doing the same work for the bank as probably hundreds of people at that point, So let's see. It says loans and mortgages. Wealthy investors and family offices will continue to rely on banks for loans and mortgages. So it'll still be going to them for loans because the banks are the people that have the money. But the strategy of banks requiring wealthy... Oh, okay, got you. It says clients also understand that they can get usually well-priced loans from multiple banks and don't have to put their cash deposits at risk. If you guys don't know, rich people don't use their own money for anything. When they invest into businesses or create businesses, they do not use their own money. They go and seek funding, and then they use that funding to fund their businesses. Rarely ever do rich people actually go into their cash deposits. That's a big thing that a lot of rich people think is a very common knowledge to them, but to, I guess, normal people, that's not the way that we think. If you're a person, you have $20,000 in the bank, you're normally thinking, okay, I'm going to use some of this $20,000 to invest into my business. You're not thinking about going out, finding investors, going to a bank for a loan and everything like that. And that's also what protects the rich a lot of times, because then their money isn't necessarily tied to their personal finances, but that money is essentially the business's money, kind of like having an LLC where somebody can't, sue you and your family directly, but they have to sue, the business, and you own the business. It's a form of protection in a way. Now it says, I think families are realizing that there are 4,000 banks in the United States, so someone will lend them money when they need it. Yeah, sounds about right. So let me know what you guys think about this with the banks and everything like that. Do Do you guys also? I want to know. Do you guys think that maybe the average person, obviously they shouldn't have too much concern about the bank collapses as much as a rich person, but do you guys think that we should start having this mindset? You know what I'm saying, and looking more into the wealthy elite, how they acquire the money to invest into their businesses and everything like that, and the way that they move money. And I just want to know what you guys think about this whole thing with SVB collapsing, other banks collapsing as people getting scared and going to pull their money and everything like that. But it is interesting, and I think it will really help a lot of us out to be informed and kind of see, okay, so what are the wealthy elite doing? How do the wealthy elite think when this type of thing happens? How quick are they, on it? How quick are they moving to make sure that their money is protected and everything like that? I think that can be good for anybody, no matter what class you are, to always watch. They're basically like, if you're like a person playing high school basketball, it's good to watch the pros. They're the pros, so it's good to see kind of how they move. So I kind of wanted to, elaborate on that with you guys and everything like that. So definitely like, comment, subscribe, and everything like that. And, what I'm saying, you guys all, still have a great day. But we're still continuing because we're about to talk about Donald Trump and everything that's going on with that. But I'm going to finish up this beer real quick. I'm going to go grab another beer because, as you guys know, this Donald Trump is about to be juicy. We're about to break down the whole nitty gritty from beginning to end, and pretty much go through everything CNBC has covered, throughout the entire day. Do I know if Donald Trump is actually going to go down? I'm not sure, but we'll see. Let's get into it. Got a little spot in my hair here, guys. No, I need a hair girl, you know what I'm saying? One, I need to get my hair done, guys. But two, I need like a girl that just kind of sits back here and just like does my hair. Kind of like how the monkeys be, like they just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys think, is that racist? I don't know. Let me go get my beer. Come on. I'm out of here. Let's get into it. The main event, people. The main event. I've been waiting to talk about this all day. I have not taken a look at this. My friend Trayvon told me about Donald Trump possibly going to jail, and I was like, Donald Trump always possibly going to jail. When is he going to jail? But yeah, we about to take a look into this. He said it out of himself. So, guys, it was true. He's rallying his troops. Sounded like he was rallying his troops and everything like that. So you already know we're going to get into what is the Big Orange doing. What is the Big Orange doing? What is this about? Is this about the Mar-a-Lago documents? Is this about him possibly squeezing some lady's cheeks? And you know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s, like, is this about election fraud? You know what I'm saying? Is this about, the storming of the White House? There's so many legal battles that Donald Trump is facing. I mean, this was just the inevitable. It was the inevitable and everything like that. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. I don't like to hold you guys up. We're actually scrolling up because we're getting we're getting into the news from hours ago. This news was from 9 hours ago, and as we go up, it's CNBC speaking on the issue. Throughout the day. Now, it says Manhattan DA Bragg tells staff safety is top priority after protests urged. Now, as you guys know, Trump is not new to rallying his troops. That's what we're going to start calling them now. The Trumps, not the troops. The Trumps, he was very effective in pretty much, rallying them for the White House. Like, at that point, like, he could have pretty much took over the White House if he wanted to. And so, you know, we got to be very careful when dealing with these type of situations because, you know what I'm saying, these Trump people, like the serious Trump people, like, you know, you got people that like Trump, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. I don't hate Trump. You know, I like a lot of Trump's policies, but you got those people that, man, they sleep, they hear Trump's in jail, they wake up, they get up like the Terminator, they like, you know what I'm saying? They get up like ready. Like they got the US flag, they make America great, like full fit on. They got Trump on their boxers and they ready to go to war for whatever Trump ready to go to war for. They do not care. So safety is going to be a big thing, and tomorrow is going to be very interesting. And honestly, like, you know, I wonder how this will go out because Trump literally said, I'm about to be arrested on this date. So I could see people going crazy. Now it says Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg told his staff in an email that he will not tolerate attempts to intimidate our office or threaten the rule of law in New York. So he's fighting back. He said in an email to staff obtained by NBC News that their safety is top priority and the office's law enforcement parts are working on proper safeguards so all 1,600 of us have a secure work environment. Now, here's what Trump said in his social media post, y'all. He said the far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Protest. Why? Bro. Our Capitol got stormed because of you. And you have the audacity. Bro, maybe we should lock this. Like, maybe, like, come on, man. Like, did you not learn from the first time? But he said, and it says, of course, he's seeking the 2024 GOP presidential nomination. He called on his supporters to protest after he lost the 2020, resulting in the violent insurrection at the U.S. Capitol building in January 6th, which we already know, 1,000 arrests and 500 guilty pleas or convictions. This man don't care. Like, he just don't care, y'all. Let's crack open this brew. This Trump's getting juicy. Bro, I'm ready for all the free Trump t-shirts. Everybody gonna have a free Trump t-shirt. I'm not gonna buy one, but if one of y'all want to donate one, I'll wear it on stream as a joke. They can keep that man in there and like he grabbing booty. All right, let me stop. Allegedly, he grabbing booty. Like, but you can't be grabbing booty, guys. Like, you can't be out here grabbing booty. Like, bro, like, come on now. Now, it says House Speaker McCarthy criticizes expected criminal charge, opposes protests. House Speaker, this is him, you know what I'm saying? He looks like, he looks like, just your White House guy, He looks like a Scandal, the president in Scandal, maybe if he had gray hair and everything like that. Just your classic politician. You see him in the suit, you see this picture, you know nothing about him, and you're like, oh, that's a politician, He reeks of politician. He reeks of democracy, or a lack thereof. Now, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy criticized the idea of criminally charging his fellow Republican Donald Trump, but opposed a call by the former president for protests in New York over his expected indictment. Lawyer after lawyer will tell you this is the weakest case out there, trying to make a misdemeanor a felony, they said, at the House Republicans retreat in Orlando, Florida. But the California lawmaker also said, I don't think people should protest this, and I think President Trump, if you talk to him, doesn't believe that either. Is he going to act like we dumb? Is he going to act like if I don't scroll down right here, Trump didn't say, protest. Protest. Like, this was Trump tweet. Protest. Take our nation back. Okay, so he thinks we're dumb. He thinks we're dumb, guys. McCarthy was among hundreds of lawmakers who fled to safety after a mob of Trump supporters invaded Congress in January 6th. The riot, which began after weeks of false claims by Trump that he actually had won the 2020 presidential election, disrupted for hours a joint session of Congress that was in the process of confirming the Electoral College victory of President Joe Biden. Interesting. Now, obviously, we know they wanted to touch on a legal separate fight that he has in Georgia. Shout out to Georgia. You guys all know I'm from Albany, Georgia. The land of the real. Maybe, maybe not Albany, Georgia, but shout out to Albany, Georgia. Shout out to Albany State. Shout out to Rams. Shout out to the purple and gold. You know what I'm saying? Great people in Albany, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? I would tell y'all to go visit Albany, Georgia, but feel like you guys will come back to me and be like, why did you recommend me visit Albany, Georgia? But it's a great place, great people. You know what I'm saying? You can go, I don't know what you can really do, but you can catch an Albany State game. Great college, great, everything about Albany. Shout out to Albany State. Shout out to Fulton County, where Trump is dealing with this case that we're about to speak on real quick, just so you guys can have, a little, understand a little bit about all the legal trouble that Trump's been going through, because it is a lot. It is quite extensive. Now it says Trump is seeking to block the release of a special purpose grand jury report in Fulton County, Georgia, where he could be facing charges in a separate criminal case. He has a lot of cases. Looking at whether he illegally interfered with the state's election process in 2020. Now, in a 52-page court filing Monday morning in Fulton County Superior Court, Trump's attorneys seek to quash that report and bar any use of the evidence gathered by that panel. That's interesting. I wonder if they meant to put squash, or, you say something was squashed, something was ended, but does that come from the word quash? I don't know. I think it was a typo. Maybe not. Now, it says the filing, which also included more than 400 pages of exhibits, additionally sought to disqualify the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, which has been conducting the criminal probe, from being involved in the case. The Atlanta area probe has spent the last 2 years investigating efforts by Trump and his allies to overturn the President Joe Biden's win in Georgia in the 2020 election, in part by tossing out enough ballots cast for Biden to erase his victory. They're basically saying that Trump's saying pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, and, votes are being thrown out, things are getting sticky, maybe Biden didn't win, everything like that, or like, hey, you know what I'm saying, Biden won, but there was somebody trying to stop that, potentially election fraud, basically. Election fraud, people. Now it says the Georgia investigation has been considered a leading threat to end with criminal charges against Trump, who is the top contender for 2024 Republican presidential nomination, which I do think if he has the ability to run, unless the Democrats come with something hard, they're probably going to win, because Joe Biden's been asleep lately. Like, he been... What? We're talking to China? Russia? Ukraine? Like, that's how Biden's been. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the Democrats will really be able to put up too much of a fight. As much as people love to hate on Trump, I think we all saved a lot of money. I think we all saved a lot of money when he was in office. Let's keep it a stack. Them groceries are out of hand. Now, okay, the next one. Now, Florida Governor DeSantis attacks Manhattan DA over possible Trump charges. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who you guys already know, he's possibly, if Trump doesn't run, it should be him. He's expected to be considering a Republican presidential bid, which I believe he probably will end up being that person, if not Trump. He seems to, in the Republicans' eyes, be the best person for the job. I was hearing, my boy was telling me some stuff about him. It wasn't good at all. I haven't really looked into him, so I can't really speak too much on that. But yeah, we're definitely going to end up touching on that in the future. But right now, today is about Trump. And is Trump going to jail? Now, it says the governor slammed DA Alvin Bragg as a Soros-funded prosecutor, but offered little in defense of Trump, who is currently the front runner in the GOP primary field. He said, I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that. But what I can speak to is if you have a prosecutor who is ignoring crimes happening every single day in his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about, hush money payments, that's an example of pursuing political agenda. Now, obviously, he's going to run with Trump as a politician and everything like that. And, you get what he's saying. He's basically saying, not that argument of, is Trump wrong? Is Trump right? Did this happen? Did this not happen? It's more of a, why are you thinking about this right now? There's so much bad going on in the world right now, so you shouldn't be thinking about this, which is an extremely weak argument. It's an extremely weak argument. Let's keep it a stack. It's a weak argument. It's a scapegoat. If you really wanted to help and you really feel like you had something to say, come with those facts. I've personally known Trump. He would never do something like that, but he don't want to say nothing like that. You want to know why he doesn't want to say anything like that? Because if Trump gets indicted of those charges, then he's going to look bad, and it's going to be hard for him as a politician to come out when he literally supported somebody and they came out and it came out that he actually, did do these things. Now, it says the remarks came as some of Trump's allies and campaign surrogates we have an update. Taken note of DeSantis' silence about the possibility of criminal charges being filed against the former president. He's expected to announce his presidential plan sometimes after the Florida legislative session ends May 5th. Though he has yet to make his campaign official, polls of the potential primary field show him as Trump's biggest rival for the Republican nomination. You guys feel me? Interesting stuff, guys. Now, Mike Pence is throwing himself into the ring as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Pence. There he goes right there. Gray hair's flowing. Gray hair's flowing. You know what I'm saying? Mike Pence is out here. He's looking like he's making a good speech. Well, let's see what he got to say. As you guys know, of course, Mike Pence was president. Now, former Vice President Mike Pence said that that the expected arrest of his ex-boss, former President Trump, by Manhattan prosecutors would amount to a politically charged prosecution. Even still, let's be real here. Trump has a lot of political charges against him. Let's talk about these documents at Mar-a-Lago. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? It says, I'm taken aback at the idea of indicting a former president of the United States. Why? If they do the crime, shouldn't they do the time? Why does it matter if he's president or not? You know what I'm saying? Are you immune to the law if you're the president? Are you immune to the law if time passes? Nah. And you guys know I'm honestly more in support of Trump than Biden. I'm more of a Trump guy than a Biden guy. I can't stand Biden. While also I love Biden. Because he's funny. But you guys know, even I can't be in support of something if I don't feel that it's right. And I don't feel like you guys should either, even if Trump, you know what I'm saying, could be the best guy for president. We can't just let things slide. Now it says, at a time where there's a crime, he's pulling the same thing Florida guy was pulling. At a time where there's a crime wave in New York City, the fact that the Manhattan DA thinks indicting President Trump is a top priority, I think tells you everything you need to know about the radical left. Come on, guys. Is this all they got? Is this all they got? Because if this is all they got, it's really not a lot. Now, his relationship with Trump imploded after the then vice president refused to participate to overturn Trump's 2020 loss to President Joe Biden, as he should have. Trump, who had spent months denying the results of that election, pressured Pence to reject, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, key electoral college votes for Biden when presiding over a joint session of Congress on January 6, 2021, that fateful day, where they attacked the Capitol. After he refused, a violent mob of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol, forcing Pence and members of Congress to flee their chambers. Asked in an ABC interview about Trump's call for protest in response to expected indictment, he said, I believe that people understand that if they give voice to this, if this occurs, Tuesday, they need to do so peacefully in a lawful manner. I think we can all agree on that for sure. I mean, this could really get out of hand, honestly. We know this could get out of hand. Now, okay, this is something I haven't heard about. Bob Costello, former legal advisor to Michael Cohen, will testify before a grand jury. This has got to be Michael Cohen, huh? I'm not necessarily sure. But let's see what it says. It says Robert Bob Costello, once a legal advisor to former Trump attorney Michael Cohen, will testify before a grand jury considering the former president's hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels during his 2016 election campaign. His legal team asked the district attorney in Manhattan to allow Costello to testify, indicating that he might contradict Cohen's testimony. Cohen, who has said Trump directed him to pay Daniels $130K to quash, okay, so it wasn't a typo then, huh? Allegations that she and Trump slept together before he became president is considered a key witness in the hearing. Shoot, maybe he should have paid her a little bit more than $130K, you feel me? Should have paid a little bit more because it didn't work. Didn't work. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This stuff is interesting. You know, Costello said Cohen waived his attorney-client privilege in 2019 and said Sunday that he never signed a retainer agreement. He said that Cohen never represented him. Let's see what else is going on. GOP House Committee chairs demand Trump case documents from DA Bragg. 3 Republican chairmen of House committees have issued a new letter to Manhattan District Attorney. And also this was 4 hours ago. So this news is very recent, guys. Very recent. Demanding records and interviews related to the Trump hush money case. The Trump hush money case. Your decision to pursue such a politically motivated prosecution requires congressional scrutiny about how public safety funds appropriated by Congress and implemented by law enforcement agencies, said the letter dated Monday and signed by Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan of Ohio, Oversight Committee Chair James Comer of Kentucky, and Republican Brian Sell of Wisconsin, who leads the House Committee on Administration. The letter follows Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's announcement over the weekend that he would instruct committees to look into the expected prosecution of our boy Orange Donald Trump. Now, the letter demands all documents and communications between New York State and federal law enforcement on the case against Trump since the start of 2017. It also demands that Bragg sit for an interview and that Bragg's office provide information about any funds it receives from the federal government. They gave him 3 days to present the information. So they're fighting back. They're pretty much saying release everything, in defense of Trump. This is basically politically motivated. This doesn't have to do with justice, but this has to do with them trying to push a political agenda. So they're saying, we want to see if you guys got any money from the government for this, basically everything in the background, and everything like that. Okay. Now it says Trump loses bid. This is Jean Carroll, who you already know. Trump is dealing with a case, you know what I'm saying? In this, this case with this word that I can't say on YouTube, that's right here. And he loses bid to combine separate civil lawsuits and defamation accusations. I wonder what that means. So basically, it sounds like that means that he's trying to separate, these cases, and they're trying to just bring them together, make it one big case, and he tried to keep them together. Honestly, I'm surprised. I would assume that you would want them separate just in case you lose one, But who knows? Maybe them being together could be a bad thing for Trump, I kind of have the hiccups. Okay. So it says Trump lost a bid to have several civil lawsuits, alleging that he slandered a writer who accused him of, combined into one trial. But the first of those planned trials, which was supposed to begin April 10th, has been postponed indefinitely. Both Trump and his accuser, John Carroll, we've talked about this a lot on this channel, asked Judge Lewis Kaplan to consolidate her two suits, both of which Trump defamed her. Carroll's second lawsuit also contains a claim of battery. Wow, battery? I didn't know that. Okay. But her alleging that her after a chance encounter in a Manhattan department store in mid-1990s. Kaplan ruled that attorneys for both sides overestimated the benefit of combining the cases. And the judge noted that the first case could end up getting dismissed by Washington, D.C. Federal Appeals Court based on the argument that Trump was acting within his job duties as president when he told reporters Carroll was lying in 2019 when she went public. Both cases are pending in the Manhattan Federal Court. This is just down the street from the New York State Court, where a grand jury has been hearing testimony in a criminal investigation into whether he, paid off, Stormy Daniels right before the 2016 election. So think about this. So much sexual misconduct charges on this man. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. It's honestly ridiculous at this point. This is so unprofessional. One case, maybe she had, ulterior motive. Multiple cases? What do you be on? That's weird. Trump must be out here just grabbing cheeks. He wakes up, he grabs some cheeks. He eats dinner. He leaves the diner. He grabs some cheeks. He goes and makes a speech. Right after, he grabs some cheeks. What do you expect? I mean, at a certain point, we're going to have to hold this man accountable. I mean, I'm not saying that Trump is doing any of these things. Obviously, there could be an agenda against him. Obviously, being a rich man, and not only a rich man dealing with politics, one of the biggest things that they can do to hurt you is to slander your name. So I don't want to go too hard on Trump, but I got to go kind of hard on Trump. You know what I'm saying? Because come on, a lot of times people are only able to plant these types of things on you if you're that type of person to where people believe that you could be that type of person. You know what I'm saying? It would be very hard to plant something on this, on someone say Obama. People would look at you kind of weird, really? Obama did that? You know what I'm saying? To the point where stuff like that never comes out on somebody like Obama. Now, let's continue. It says the Secret Service agents who guard Trump plan to stay with him the entire time that he is booked by law enforcement in New York if he ends up being arrested. Oh, so they'll be around with him. They'll make every effort to keep him out of public view while he's being booked. NBC reported that Secret Service has studied the New York's criminal code to prepare for a potential indictment of Trump, who has lifetime protection from the agency. When you're president, you get a certain amount of money. I'm not sure exactly how much money you get. We're on live. Okay, so it looks like they get about $2,000 and $20,000 per year when they depart. Okay, yeah, after they depart from office, about $200,000 a year. Not bad. You know what I'm saying? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Especially considering you don't have to do nothing. $200, that means you can pretty much just live the rest of your life. You don't need to do anything else if you don't want to. And it would be kind of weird if, one of our presidents start working at Kinko's or something, because they squandered the money. That would be embarrassing. That's probably really why they do that, because it would be embarrassing to the government to see your president working at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It's dang, you as the president of the United States now working at Walmart kind of makes the nation look bad. It's hey, give them $200K, they'll be able to do whatever they need to do. And everything like that. Let's keep going. Trump posts attack ad style video targeting Manhattan DA. Oh, so he's in full defense. Full defense. Now it says Trump shared a video tearing into Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg on the eve of the date Trump said he's expected to be indicted. This 60-second video shared on Trump's social media site, Truth Social. That's where you guys know he was allowed to go back to Twitter, but he decided he was going to stay on Truth Social. Contained many of the trappings of an attack ad against a political rival. A deep-voiced narrator hurled accusations at Bragg, including his lax crime policies, have turned New York into a crime-ridden hellscape over visuals of police lights, yellow crime scene tape, and at least one chalk outline of a body. Really, guys, though, New York has been honestly a lot safer lately. If you guys look at the crime statistics, it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. I looked into it because, you guys know I look into a lot of, well, I mean, you guys don't know, but I watch a lot of like stuff relating to hip hop and rap and the whole culture around that and everything. So I know a lot of these dangerous zones, like these Chicago rappers, these Atlanta rappers, these LA rappers, these Houston, Texas rappers, these St. Louis rappers, these Baton Rouge, Louisiana rappers, these Fort Lauderdale, Miami rappers. I look into a lot of that, and I can say New York is a lot safer than it used to be, guys. Like, honestly, it's still not safe. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's still not safe, but I mean, to call it a hellscape, like maybe, 20 years ago, maybe it was. But, it's not immediately clear if the video is produced by Trump's presidential campaign. Okay. Same thing. Same difference. Let's be real here. Same difference. Now it says the video also references a report from Daily Mail that a political committee backed by billionaire and Democratic donor George Soros pulled some funding from Bragg's 2021 campaign. And it says, Trump said, I'm the only thing standing between the American dream and total anarchy. I don't think he's, I wouldn't say he isn't, but I mean, not completely wrong, he's not completely wrong on that. Now, oh gosh, you guys see this? Tomorrow could get ugly. Like, Trump allies prepare to go to war with Manhattan DA. I wonder too, like, okay, so we know Trump's people gonna pull up if he gets arrested. The question is, are the Democrats pulling up? Is Black Lives Matter pulling up? Are the anti-Trumps pulling up? I would advise nobody to pull up. Not the Trump people, not them. If he gets arrested, just let him get arrested. What is protesting gonna do? And like, why do y'all really like? Come on. Hey, defend Trump at all costs. They said defend him at all costs. It doesn't matter how many. They be like, it doesn't matter how many booties he grabbed. Like people, come on, bro. Let's have a come on. Like, I love Lil Durk, guys. I love Lil Durk. I think he's a great rapper. But if it comes out Lil Durk did a crime, I'm not about to just defend him just cause. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys. At a certain point, we have to start holding people accountable regardless of if we like them or not, I love my friends. But if my friends do a crime that hurts somebody, I'm not going to sit up there and be like, yeah, man, I'm here for you. Like, if my friends, obviously that would never happen, but let's say my friends, shot somebody or something. I'm not going to be like, free him. He was such a good kid. I'm going to be like, bro, he shot somebody. He shot an innocent human being. What was he thinking? Come on, we got to do better, guys. We got to do better. We got to stop thinking with our feelings and start thinking about the facts. What actually happened? Not how do you feel about it? Who is the person? Now let's see what it says. It says Trump's allies are preparing a wave of reaction if and when Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg brings an indictment against the former president. America First Policy Institute, a dark money nonprofit run by Trump administration alumni that pushes his policies, is prepping a response once an indictment is announced, according to Mark Lauder, a spokesman for the organization. The Manhattan DA has been investigating a hush money payment made to P-star Stormy Daniels shortly before Election Day in the 2016 presidential campaign, which I didn't know that this was all about the hush money. I was thinking that this had to do with maybe Mar-a-Lago documents possibly, because like I said, I don't look into the news until I can look into it with you guys. But now I hear it's all about this whole, thing about him paying off hush money to a P-star. And it's ugly because it's like, okay, so you got this one sexual case, but you also got the other sexual case from you doing something in the department store. Then you also got the Mar-a-Lago thing that you dealing with. That's another case. That's 3 cases. Then you got also, in Atlanta, you dealing with that case where you was possibly getting rid of votes. You was getting rid of votes possibly, so Biden couldn't win. Biden still won, so that's 4 cases. That's 4 cases on the top of my head. Then we not even going into all the cases that's dealing with his businesses. This man's his accountant or something got arrested. That man spending 3 months in prison. Like, come on, bro, that's like 5 cases right there. Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry for yelling. Y'all know I be yelling. I be getting heated. But hey. You guys know it's still Trump over Biden, but not if you on this. Not if you're on this. Like, what is this? Like, come on now. Gosh, it's ridiculous. Can we please get a wholesome president with a good moral code, who's not racist, who actually isn't asleep, and understands business, finance, and let's keep it a stack, isn't a pussy like a guy. Come on. Come on, can we get that? Can we get that, guys? Guys, can we get that? Please. Biden sleep, Trump over here grabbing booty. Is that too much for me to ask? Am I wrong for asking that? Am I wrong? Let's continue. This is ridiculous. Why are we even talking about a president in this light? Like, what is this world coming to? What? You dealing with this many cases and we still talking about this man running for president? And he said even if he is convicted, he's still running. Bro. I'm gonna calm down, y'all. Take a sip of my beer and we're gonna continue. But do you guys not think this is ridiculous? Guys, in the comments, let me know. Is this ridiculous? When is enough? We look like a joke. China's killing us. They're killing us right now. They're slaughtering us. They're making fun of us to our face. To our face. And there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing we can do about it. We're on defense right now. We're on defense. It's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing, guys. It's a shame. It's a shame. Now, one piece of research it intends to use to defend Trump is a report titled Political Prosecutions Abusing Discretion in the Service of Politics. The report, reviewed by CNBC specifically, takes on Bragg's handling of a different case in New York. The America's First Policy Institute raised over $14 million in 2021 and had $3.8 million in total assets, according to its financial report. They don't disclose their donors. The Manhattan Republican Party is also preparing its own response to Bragg if such an indictment comes to pass, according to Andrea. Oh, you guys know I like to try the names. I'm going to try it. Catsimatidis. Yeah. The chair of the county committee. Catsimatidis, daughter of the New York billionaire John, has already ripped Bragg for wanting to, arrest Donald Trump. And here's her tweet right here. Obviously, she's going to have a large pool, being the daughter of a billionaire in New York. As you guys know, this is in New York, and New York is, pretty much, our, largest. No, it is our largest city. What am I saying? Our largest city. Like, I'm pretty sure if you go overseas and you ask a bunch of people what is the capital of the United States, I'm sure a lot of answers that you're going to get are New York. And it's not like they're dumb or anything. It's just, it makes sense why people would think it's New York. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. Just like when we think about other countries, we normally just think about their biggest city. Like, what is it? Well, I know China's is Beijing. But, there's a few countries where you'll think like, oh, this city has to be the, the capital, and it's just not the case. Okay, Trump's ex-lawyer without having to. We don't need that. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. All right. So we're actually at the top. So let's see. All right. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. This may be okay. It's kind of touching on just the overall where Trump pretty much said he was going to be indicted. His personal lawyer Michael Cohen testified over 2 days last week before the panel and everything like that. And he admitted to giving Daniels $130K to keep her quiet about her claims of having sex with Trump 1 year before the election. The investigation is eyeing how Trump's company, the Trump Organization, classified the payment and reimbursement to Cohen as legal expenses. I'm actually very disappointed in our nation because I thought this had to do with Mar-a-Lago. Like I was like, okay, this has to deal with like these Mar-a-Lago documents, right? Or like or possibly getting rid of thousands of possible votes for Biden or something like that. But it's actually about this sex case. What are we doing here? This is a joke. Like, hey, am I on Love and Hip Hop? Is this Love and Hip Hop? But guys, I want to know what you guys think about this. I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. I want to know what you guys think about Trump being in all these cases. I want to know what you guys think about Trump being in all these cases, but still running for president. I want to know what you guys think about there being 1,000 pages of executive papers at Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, and somehow there hasn't been no type of consequence yet. I want to know about him paying off this lady. I want to know about him grabbing booty in the department store. I want to know what you guys think about all that. You guys need to like, comment, subscribe, all this, because I think this is ridiculous. This is embarrassing. If Trump go to jail, I'm coming back tomorrow. I'm coming back, and I'm coming back with more heat than I came today, because this is out of hand. Somebody gotta talk about it. Somebody gotta squeeze this orange. I don't know. Is that sweet? Pause. Somebody gotta squeeze this orange so all the juice come out, because bro, this is just as embarrassing at this point. Let us get a real president. I don't want the dude from Florida. Nah, I don't want Biden. He sleep. I don't want none of them. Can we get somebody else? Like, come on, like. At this point, I'd rather have Kevin Hart. Hey, Kevin Hart for president? Can we have Kevin Hart for president, please? Coach Greg Adams for president, please. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels for president. Like, anybody. Come on. My dad. Can we get Ricky Bowens? Ricky Bowens for president. I know my dad can do a way better job than this. He ain't gonna be coming out here embarrassing our country like this. This is ridiculous. But you guys like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, throwing a like. Shout out to all the bros and the brodettes that popped in. It's sounds kind of like Jersey Shore and everything. I hope you guys really enjoyed the stream. We're gonna be back on possibly tomorrow, depends on the news, but we're definitely going to be back on Wednesday and everything like this. This is ridiculous. Our country is falling short day by day, and we're going to cover it every single day till these people get right. I'm talking trash every day till these people get some dang sense. Like, come on now. I'm a normie and I got more sense than these people. Let's get right, people. Let's get right. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys have a beautiful night. You know what I'm saying? Tuck the baby in. Eat some good dinner. Maybe get a glass of wine. Relax. Turn on your show and have a great day. Because when you wake up in that morning tomorrow, Donald Trump may be arrested. Goodbye.